Coming up on Dollhouse.
Wow, I look stunning. I don't want to bring it up, but
that's your version
really
of
all right, action. That's my version of action.
Hey dolls, welcome to another Dollhouse. This episode, I'm going to be hanging out with one of my favorite dolls. She is all the way from Baltimore, and she is on her way to my house. So we're going to hang out all day, and I'm bringing you guys with me. And I think they are here. Welcome to Dollhouse, a peek inside my life as a drag queen. Hit that subscribe button and stick around. Oh my god, hi! Dustyn Dawn is here. We're going to be spending all day together. Hi, Jordan.
Hey, how's it going, Boo?
So let's go. Okay, so first we're going to show them around Philly a little bit because they haven't been touristy here before. Then we're going to go to my favorite fabric store. It's called Fleischmann's. And then we're going to come back here and get dragging. We're going to say some shit, some fun shit. Fleischmann's Fabric and Supplies is located in the South Street neighborhood of Philadelphia, and they have literally everything. Beads, fabric, lace, buttons, anything that you can think of that you need to make something fabulous you can find in this store. I come here pretty often to get supplies for my costumes and things that I make for other people.
Hi, how are you?
Child, they know me up in here.
Good to see ya.
Well, you're here.
I brought new people with me.
In that moment.
What are you laughing at? Dad.
Yeah, I heard of the butthole twist.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Well, that was a successful trip. Now we're off to check out a couple other fabric stores. What'd you get?
A weapon.
She's gonna what's it called when you stab somebody? She's gonna shank somebody. Afterwards, we hopped in the car and headed to the neighborhood of Philly. I've lived here for a little over a year, and I have to say that the gay community in Philly is so welcoming. There's so many different places to go and have drinks and just check out the city. So if you're ever in town, make sure that you check out the neighborhood. We stopped at one of my favorite places, Little Gay Pub.
This handsome bartender.
Oh yeah. Not me snagging a free Little Gay Pub hat. Thanks, Dito. Love you so much. Then it was time to get ready for the interview. We sat down at my table and did our makeup together and had some fun conversation. And get ready because here it comes.
Damn, real too hard gonna be.
Welcome back to another episode of And You've Got the Audacity. Tonight, I am sitting here with one of my favorite drag dolls. She is the fabulous Dustyn Dawn, all the way from Baltimore, Maryland. How are you feeling, Dustyn?
I'm feeling great. How are you, Tara?
I'm amazing. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We have had a day. We have gone fabric shopping. We have gone to the neighborhood. We have had drinks, and we've gotten in drag, and now we are getting down to the nitty-gritty to talk about how you get the audacity to do what you do. Full tea. I love it. Okay, so I want to start off by saying thank you for coming all the way here to hang out with me today.
Yes.
It's so fabulous. What was your favorite part of today?
Today, I liked going to that place, the Little Gay Pub.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, shout out to Little Gay Pub.
Shout out to Little Gay Pub. Shout out to all the bartenders there because they're all very good looking.
Yes, they
and
really are.
They make delicious drinks.
They do. What did you have again? You had
I had the Down the Shore.
Down the Shore, yeah.
Down the Shore.
The big gay margarita in the flavor of strawberry. It was amazing. Let's get started.
Okay.
First of all, tell me about what you do as a drag queen, how we met, and do you remember any of that story? I know we definitely met through, Chanel was the one that booked me the first time.
Yeah.
But we know each other because Dustyn is the other half of Absolutely Dragless, which I talked about in episode 1. So tell me about how stunning you thought I was the first time you saw me.
Oh, I thought you were. Look, the first time I met her, she showed up to the gig in full drag.
Oh, always.
Always.
Oh,
and at that point, I was like, oh, she's a professional. Professional diva. I remember, I actually don't remember what show was the first one that we worked at.
Let me think.
Was it Hello Betty?
It might have been.
Well, goodbye,
Yes,
Betty.
me. Oh yeah, that is no more. You are one half of Absolutely Dragulous.
Yes.
I want to know first of all, how long have you guys been doing your business?
We started doing
Doing
this
your
business.
business.
We started the business, like we licensed the business in 2021.
Okay.
So it's been about 4 years.
Oh yes, it was birthed from the pandemic.
Yes.
Next, I want to know like what challenges you went through starting the business. Like, give me the full tea. I already got some of it from Chanel, but I want to hear your side of the story.
Yes. So the reason that we licensed the business in the first place is because we found it very hard to be booked by other people. And that was mostly because, back then it was a very big monopoly in Baltimore based on who had shows. And if you were not part of that clique, then you were not getting booked. I was absolutely not part of that clique because I burned bridges with all of that clique very early on in my career.
You're a bridge burner?
Yes. Early on, I was very messy.
Okay, yes. You're a little further in now. You're like 6 years in drag?
I'm 6 years in, yeah. So, but in the beginning, like even before I started the business, like I got into so many Facebook fights and just so messy. And
Facebook will roll you in. I find myself being overly petty in the comments, especially on Facebook, because it's like older people or people who don't know how social media works that,
or
just come on and talk shit.
Or queens who just don't know how drag works.
Exactly.
Or, things like that.
Yes. So tell me what challenges you had starting the business.
Starting the business, I mean, one of the main challenges was finding any kind of supportive venue. Because it was...
No, wait. Was that because all the venues were taken or because you just couldn't find a place to have a drag show?
Well, it was during the first administration of the felon. So it was extremely hard to find any venue that was supportive that did not already have a show. And I just felt weird if I were to go to a venue like that already had a show and be like, hey, do you want another one?
Yeah.
Like I don't think that that's the tea. Like I don't think that
you can't burn bridges and stuff on tape.
Exactly. I'm like, I can pick one or the other.
Pick a struggle, girl.
But once we finally found a bar that would tolerate us having a drag show, we kind of just took off from having one brunch a month to now being booked at least 4 times a month. And honestly, as somebody who's like doing this as a part-time job, not like my full-time job, I am definitely grateful for that and all of the growth that we've had.
Now, were there any instances where you maybe bunted heads with some of the queens in your area because you were starting shows?
Yeah, it was not. It was very much frowned upon when I was first starting out. Mainly just because people did not like how fast we were coming into the city and how fast we were producing the shows, because nobody had really heard of us before. And
new girls on the block.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of like, it was very catty at first. And like, I was literally at the time the youngest drag queen in Baltimore. And I started doing drag and started producing shows when I was 20.
Okay, yeah.
So I was the youngest one at the time, and it was just like people didn't think that I had business sense. They didn't think that I knew what I was doing, and it was very hard for people to take me seriously, which granted, I wouldn't have taken myself seriously back then either.
But here you are 6 years later.
Yes, here I am.
Still in the game, still booking gigs at all of the fabulous places in Baltimore County.
Yes.
You guys are doing really well, and I'm really proud of you.
Thank
I have
you.
to say, when I first heard about you guys and like saw that you were doing what you were doing, it was Chanel who initially reached out to me to do a show.
Yeah.
And then like I've since then gotten to watch you guys grow into this fabulous network that you have now. You've got a bunch of queens within the network.
Yeah.
All of them are fabulous. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank
really
you so
happy for you
much.
guys.
I'm very happy that you're a part of it.
Me too. It has been a really great experience, like not only performing with you guys, but like I said before, watching you guys grow. So it's always great for me as like an auntie figure to be like, oh, look at them babies getting their shit together. I love it. I love it a lot. So tell me something about your personal life. Let's get into that.
Okay.
Let's talk about how supportive your family is of you now with Absolutely Dragulous, because every time I come to a show, they all work there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they get paid, but they all work there. She said they don't.
They don't.
They all work there, but like, were they always supportive? how did that come about?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So to kind of put it into perspective, when I first came out, I was like 15, and my parents were originally like chill with it. Like they I don't think they could have cared less. Like they were just like, okay, like cool.
You like boys? Let's go.
Yeah, they were like, cool. Do you want spaghetti for dinner? Like
and that's the way it should be, to be honest.
Honestly,
yeah.
I remember that they were scared for me because I was, a freshman in high school, and they were very scared for the bullying, which I endured all of that. But when I started doing drag and makeup, that was kind of like a line that my parents weren't prepared to cross.
They were like, no, wait a minute.
Yeah,
we're okay with you kissing on the boys, but
not you giving her a southern accent,
right? Kissing on the boys, but let's not get carried away.
I remember it was, and I honestly can't blame them for being that way because they were not educated.
Facts.
And they just did not know what it was about. And in their mind, I was transitioning, and in their mind, I was doing something that was just so outside of the norm that, and they had never experienced it before. They had never been to a drag show. They didn't know what RuPaul's Drag Race was. They didn't know anything about it. So when I first started, I would literally get grounded if I would paint my nails. And yeah, so I remember that in order to kind of like fight back with that, I would just start getting like stick-on nails, and then I got grounded for that, and then I got one of those like those rings that were nails, like the metal nails that you can wear on the tips of your fingers. And then I got grounded for that.
They did a lot of did you ever go outside?
When I say grounded, it lasted like 3 days.
Oh, okay.
And it was
that ain't no black child.
No. So yeah, I would get grounded for like 3 days at a time, and I was just very rebellious because I was like, "Don't tell me what to do." And then eventually, I started doing drag professionally, and that's when they were immediately like, "Oh, we understand it."
It's art. It's
art.
It's artistry. So I'm glad they got it finally.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't help that like in the beginning, I literally was shit at makeup, so
maybe that's why they were like, "Don't do it."
Yeah, they could not see the vision.
And they were like, "Girl, we're not trying to tell you not to do it because we don't want you to have fun, but you're not that good at it."
That's literally it. Because they would let me go out on Halloween and drag, and that's it. And that's it. But now they're at every single one of my shows.
Yes, now your dad's the DJ, your mom's the one handing out lunch, your grandmother's just cheering you on.
Your
brother is selling merch. Your sister is selling merch. Is it your sister's boyfriend who's there?
Yes,
too?
my sister's boyfriend.
Family is there, which is like, I love that it's a family affair. That's so great that you have that supportive background.
And I know how lucky I am to have that.
Yes, so very lucky, because there are so many people in our community who grow up in families like me, myself. When I came out, when I was outed, my mom was like, "Oh," she kicked me out of the house. She was like, "You gotta go." Like, it was a very tough time, but I know that it was something that made me stronger. So kudos to your parents for loving you hard enough to be like, I accept you for the path that you're leading. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and even when I first came out, like my mom started crying, and I remember we were in the car of like the driveway of my house, and my mom just straight up asked me like, "So are you gay?" And because at that time I was like out as bi. I was like bi now, gay later.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always a 2-step process.
Yeah, it's a 2-step. You're first bi and then I'm gay. But
I've always been bi, honey. If you buy me something, I'm like, it's sexual.
But I remember she started crying, and like she made it very clear that like, I'm not crying because I'm upset. I'm crying because I'm scared.
Yeah.
And at that point I was like, okay, I'm safe. And now it was kind of like both of us are going to have to kind of go down this together.
Yeah.
And my family has kind of just been with me the entire process.
Good. I love that.
Yeah.
So speaking of personal life, you also date a performer as well.
I do.
Now, Jordan's amazing. I've seen him perform a bunch of times. He kills it as the Grinch.
Yes.
He kills it as
Winifred.
He kills it as Winifred from Hocus Pocus. Tell me about you guys' relationship dynamic. Like, how is it dating another performer? Because personally, I don't know if I could do it. A, because I need to be like the shining star in the relationship, but also B, like, don't stay out of my closet, bitch. So tell me about the dynamic between you guys.
See, I feel like it's
act like he's not sitting on the other side of the door.
Okay. See. I feel like it's a very one thing that I would say is that I'm still about this. I don't think I could date another drag queen.
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider Jordan a drag queen.
No,
He's definitely like a
cosplay performer.
cosplayer. Yes.
Yes. So now Jordan has like his own performer personality, like performer name. He goes by Zulzi, and that is kind of something that he's been building since like the beginning of our relationship. Because when we first started dating, he was not performing, and it wasn't until I think like about 6 months in that I was like, well, he showed me that he did the Grinch cosplay, and I was like, I want to book that for a Christmas show. Like, would you be down to do that? And then it ended up him like pretty much taking the spotlight away from me.
Honey, once you get a taste of it, it's hard to go back.
Look, I'm fine with it for Christmas because I don't like Christmas. So I was like, you know what? The less that I have to do during this month, the better. So go ahead and have the spotlight.
Yeah.
And then it turned from that into like him doing like I taught him how to sew, and he started he knows how to sew now. And well,
I'll send some orders your way, huh?
Yeah. But so he learned how to sew. Like he sewed the entire Grinch like outfit. The fur is completely like handmade to his measurements.
Wow.
And I taught him a lot about wig styling, and he was able to use some of those techniques to style the Grinch. And I just feel like our dynamic is very much like a give and take in terms of performance, because he teaches me a lot of like patience and a lot of people skills that I did not have.
Skills.
Well, no, legitimately, because I did not have them. Like coming up during the pandemic as a queen from like right before the pandemic, I did not really get a lot of interaction with other drag queens.
Yeah, you were like, did your first like booking or so, and then we were like on lockdown, right?
Yeah, I did like 3 months of bookings, and then after that it was like, oh, back to your basement.
Yeah.
And that was
get back in your closet, Harry Potter.
Literally. And like I was just doing backflips in my basement, and I like luckily had a high ceiling, but like it was something that I just didn't have. I didn't know how drag queens interacted. I didn't work with anyone that wasn't a part of my own shows.
Yeah.
So he taught me how to like interact with different types of people, and I've taught him how to channel his creative energy into a performance style, and how to take one idea and actually make it come to fruition. So and he's always been extremely supportive and has never attempted to take the spotlight away from me, never made me feel like I'm less of a star than he is. Like we're very much on the same level, and we build each other up.
Well, it sounds like you guys have great balance, which is something that you really need in a good, strong relationship.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
Tell me what keeps you grounded as a performer and in life in general, aside from having this like great balanced relationship.
Literally nothing.
He's your rock.
Literally.
How did you guys meet?
We actually met at one of my shows.
Oh,
so I looked horrible.
He was out there chasing the clowns, honey.
Well, actually, I think the clown was chasing him.
Oh,
but
got it.
Yeah, I that day I'll send her the picture and she can insert it. I looked like a clown. It was bad. I forgot my contour, so I was like, and I used my contour for my eyebrows, so I had neon green eyebrows because I didn't have any. She was like, cream.
I'm gonna play this off as I'm trying something new.
Exactly. And I looked fucking horrible. But I remember on the microphone it was Father's Day, and it was like a Father's Day. Like I was like, thank you so much for all the supportive dads out there. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And then I like looked at my dad. I was like, Happy Father's Day to you. Like, thank you so much for being so supportive. And I went over to him and I was like, Happy Father's Day to you because you're a daddy. And then I just like walked away. And then after the show, I spent like 30 minutes like just standing there waiting for him to ask me for a picture. And eventually he did. Took him long enough, but he came over and asked for one, and then I slid into his DMs immediately.
Yes. You're like, you gonna come hop in this clown car with me?
Yeah.
I live. Let's switch gears really quick and talk about something that you are very vocal about.
Yes.
Which is politics. We know how much that you hate the orange man in office, and I think that we can both agree that he's been doing his own glam.
Yeah.
which is a travesty because
It really
that is
is.
not his shade at all.
At all.
Give me your hot take on politics today in America.
I think they're shit. I don't think that anything is truthful, and I think that everything is corrupt. I don't think that there's any saving the politics. I think there's just correcting. I don't think it's ever going to get 100% better. I think that it's just going to get easier to cover up the fraud.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Like it's really a mess like that we're living in right now, and it's like the shit that we're standing in is only getting deeper. It's not. My problem right now is like I don't really see Democrats doing anything about it. I don't really see anybody doing anything about it besides just letting him run amok within the Oval Office.
It's unfortunate, and I understand that right now that Democrats are trying to continue play by the rules because they want to show that they're the party of civility, they're the party of peace, they're the party of doing things by due process.
And that's not how we got
That's
here.
not how we got here, and that's not how it's going to be
At
fixed.
all.
So any Democrat that goes outside of the rule book and starts doing things that are not supposed to happen or finds like a loophole, every single time that happens, I'm like, thank you. Like finally somebody's doing something.
Somebody is fighting back, fire with fire.
Yes, and it's difficult because we don't have power in any branch of the government, but
and that was literally he set it up that way.
He set it up that way, but I think that it's at this point up to the people. I don't think that it's going to be saved by our elected officials. I think it's going to be saved by us.
What is your? Let me ask you this: if you had a microphone and the world could hear it, what would you want them to know?
I would want them to know that number one, America is much worse than the media is portraying.
Facts.
There are horrendous things happening every single day that if you're not seeing them to witness them, then you're not going to know about them. And I would also want them to know that I'm personally, like, I don't know if any other Americans feel this way. Number one, I'm embarrassed to be an American. And two, I don't blame them for not coming to help. Because if
wait, who do you
I don't blame other countries for not coming to help us. Because from the outside perspective, over half the country voted for this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it from an outside perspective, it does look like we dug our own grave.
It's almost like you made your bed and don't lay in it. Yeah.
Exactly. But what I do want people to know is that he didn't win.
He did not win.
Like,
there's no fucking
I'm
way.
sorry. He didn't. And like New York has proved that. The ballot boxes on fire in Philly have proved that. Like,
how do we change that? How do we undo what's been done? Like, why is nobody saying anything about it?
I think the only thing that could actually do something about it is his carotid artery, honestly, at this point.
We are all praying.
And
I don't wish death on anybody.
I do.
But like
him.
Bedridden illness like is kind of up there. That's up for debate.
And you know what? It is going to be the theme of all drag show themes when that happens. It is going to be Ding Dong, the witch is dead.
Oh.
It is going to be, and goodness knows, she died alone.
We're going to be out in the street celebrating.
It is going to be the best day in modern history. But I do have hope, in all seriousness, I do have hope that once, regardless of how he is out of office, the cult is going to crumble. Because without their leader, cults normally do falter. And regardless of the next person to take that leader's place, they never have as strong of a foothold.
No.
So I have no doubt that it's going to get better, but it's going to get a lot worse first.
Well, we got to keep on praying because we are in the hole of holes right now.
Yes. We are in the movie holes.
Unsafe. It's literally unsafe to be, trans or a minority right now in America.
Yeah.
An immigrant. Like, it's
a woman.
A woman. It's so wild. My hot take is that we need change and we need it like yesterday. Like, I'm ready for somebody to step up to the plate. I love to use my platform to try to erase these imaginary lines that the patriarchy has put into place and the systems that we live under.
Which is why I look up to you like so much.
Thank you so much. That keep rich people in power and keep people fearful of living their actual lives.
Yeah.
And that really irks me that we live in a society where that happens.
Yeah.
So for as long as I have to keep putting on this wig and telling people that you can actually do whatever you want with your life, you can be whoever you want with your life, I will fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's where we are in life.
And you just got to be prepared for people to not like that. And as long as you are prepared for that, then there really isn't anything stopping you. Like I personally, every time I go out in Baltimore, because I know that ICE is about to like raid all of these blue cities.
Mm-hmm.
I know that right now I carry, number one, a stun gun.
Bitch is locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. I carry a
stun
gun,
honey.
It is bedazzled.
It is bedazzled.
It is. And I also carry a personal alarm so that if I ever see somebody being kidnapped by ICE,
Mm-hmm.
I would pull the alarm and bring it to everyone's attention that's around.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately start recording. And anytime I see a Cybertruck on the road, I flick them off.
Some people were like, I did not buy this truck to get into this. So remember when everybody was like going ham on Tesla owners?
Yes.
They should have been. So tell me next, was there ever a time that you wanted to quit? That you wanted to give up drag and like fold and leave? And then tell me after that, how did you overcome that part of your life?
Yeah. There was a point where it was actually the point where the venue that I first had a show at, they ended up not working with us anymore. And at that point I was like, well, like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like fresh out of lockdown and it was like, we all still had to wear the face shields. Yeah. And it was... I
remember those days.
Yeah.
The face shield days were wild.
Girl, we should not have been even out there yet. But we needed to make money and we were doing our best. And I remember when it was around that time, protesters started coming to, or threatening to come to my shows.
Mm-hmm.
And the venue that I worked at was, instead of sticking up for us, they decided to cancel our shows.
Mm.
And at that point, I was trying to get them to like sign a contract that said like, hey, it needs to be mutual if we want to cancel.
Yeah.
And it needs, because this is like a lot of money that are going into these shows. For those of you who don't know, it is expensive. It is expensive in time, money, and energy to produce a drag show. And so at that point, after they decided not to work with us anymore, I was like, well, I don't have anywhere to like, I feel like I can call home.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm the outsider in Baltimore because at that point I burned a lot of bridges and not many people liked me. Luckily, I do have a lot of relationships that were repaired over the years.
Okay. I'm just going to go into that next. We'll circle back.
Yeah. And I do know, like, at that point, it was very low.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a very low point, and at that point, I was also dating someone who was not supportive of drag.
Mm.
And it was just, everything seemed to be, like, telling me to stop. And that is the point where I just kind of went back into my basement and just kept doing my own thing and not really going out in public like that. I would just be in my basement recording videos and making content and stuff like that.
So how did you overcome it? Like, how did you get from there to here?
I think that the thing that helped me overcome it was like forming the business.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we formed the business, that is what kind of made it more than just about me.
Girl, ain't nothing like having a baby to push you over there.
Yeah. And well, like after I formed the business, I was like, okay, well shit, now I have 5 other people on my cast that I need to take care of. And I was like, it's not just about me anymore. And it's not just about my drag. It's about all of these people's jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm going to be in charge of that, then I can't just quit. And that's when I kind of started putting the pedal to the metal and started reaching out to 10, 20 venues every single week, trying to find a new venue. And eventually a few of them stuck. And then Chanel and I kind of just grew the brand from there.
I love it. All right, so we're gonna take a break from the serious craziness.
Okay.
And I want you to look this way, and then I want you to look back at the camera, and I want you to give me your best Housewives tagline.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay, hold on.
I know this is on the spot.
Oh my
I love
god.
this game.
Okay, shit. Okay,
I'll give you a couple of my favorites.
Oh.
One of mine. People think my life is perfect, and they should, because it is.
See, that's what I want, some shit like that. I want to be like, okay.
Okay, here we go.
People really think that I'm just a whore, but that's not true. I'm also really pretty.
Yes. This is so good. This is so good. You're going to die.
Okay.
All right, ready? Some people say that I stir the pot, but that's not true. I smoke it.
That is so good.
So good. All right, so last question.
Yes.
I've had so much fun talking to you, and this is the question that I ask everyone who comes on my show.
Yes.
Where do you get the audacity to do what you do?
Oh my god. There's so many different ways you can answer this question. I'm going to go with, I'll go with this way. Okay. So I get the audacity to do what I do because I just like being stupid.
I just like being stupid. Okay, you have to elaborate on that.
Like I think that drag as a whole is pretty stupid. Like the fact that like we can get paid for doing this, like in my mind that is just a very stupid concept, but I love it, and it is one of my many passions. And like I feel like all of my life skills have worked up to me being able to put it all into drag, and I feel like just the fact that I get to be stupid and have fun and put on like a really like sickening wig and
crazy
outfits and like perform and like entertain people, like that's really where it all comes from.
Well, I mean, checks out, because drag is literally an FU to the patriarchy and these lines that they have put in the world for us that say that you are a woman, so you are the only one who can wear skirts, and men are the only ones who can, run the household, and women have to stay home and have babies and take care of them, and da-da-da-da-da. This is, a full-grown man in a wig and a costume saying, you're wrong. This is not how we are supposed to live. You can do whatever the hell you want. And that is what I want so many people out there to understand.
Yeah.
That the world is not what it seems. And it is only what you make of it. If you live in this cage of, thinking that you have to work every day until you are 65 years old and then retire and have this boring life, or you have to get married and you have to have kids, you have to do this, you can do whatever the hell you want. And that's just something that I wish more people knew.
Exactly. And that is what drag does. It opens the door to people understanding that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It gives them a look into a version of life that is so far-fetched from the one that they know and love or know and cling to.
Yeah, and I think all straight people should do drag at least once.
At least once. You really do not understand the power that you have as an individual until you walk in the shoes of another body or being that you didn't think you could.
Yeah.
It's literally like a super suit. Like I become a different person, different, I just have this different energy about me when I'm in drag.
So much, like,
amazing.
I'm just so much more confident, and like you get to create your own character. It's like it's literally like you're playing The Sims, and you get to like pick like what traits and what attributes and like create a whole new person.
Real life Sims, you can create that superhero that you always wanted to be.
Exactly.
Well, Dustyn, I'm going to thank you so much for coming all the way to Philly, first of all, to hang out with me all day, but then also sitting down and having this conversation. And I love being able to get the word out about people who I think are amazing, and you are one of those people. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So much.
I love you too.
We will do this again.
Absolutely.
As for you guys, tune in for another episode of And You've Got the Audacity on the next episode of Dollhouse, and I will see you soon. Kiss noise.